Hey everybody, Eric from Teachers Talking Tech here. I wanted to do a three-part series on Book Creator. Really, it's definitely on my Mount Rushmore of apps. It's just such an awesome app because of its versatility. And so I'm going to start with this first video with just the basics, some of the basic features and things like that, and then hopefully we can dig deeper with each subsequent video. All right, so let's start by, when you open it up at first, there's going to be a getting started book that the Book Creator team makes for you. But let's talk about some of the different buttons here. Okay, obviously start a new book. Over here you can view your books as a library like this, or you can tap that and it will show them like a stream here where you can go through them all. Okay, there's also right down here, plus button is to create new books. You can also duplicate a book, import books, and move books to a bookshelf. Okay, so really all I'm going to get into too much would be new books and duplicate books. The I button, it depends on which one you're underneath. So let's say that I go to one of my other books that I created here. Okay, Scorpion Megalomaniac. All right, so if we tap on the I, this is where you can type the title and the author, and it will tell you some other things about the file size, and you can change the display setting. Really and truly, the only reason you'll need to tap on the I is to delete a book or to change the title or author. Those would be the main things. Then finally, the share button. This is important. When you finish a book, one of the things that sets Book Creator apart is you can share these as an EPUB, which means as an iBook or an EPUB formatted book. So, for example, if you wanted to open this in iBooks, you could. If you wanted to send a book that you created to someone else with Book Creator, because it's in the EPUB format, you could open it in Book Creator and edit it. This is going to become important later on in one of the other videos. You can export your book as a PDF, which is great for just printing it out, and for sharing, because no matter what kind of device somebody's on, they can read a PDF. And then finally, export it as a video. This is great. So let's say you made a book and you put video or sound into it. You're going to want to export it as a video so that the person who's watching it can hear the video or can hear the sound that's playing within it. Okay, so those are the basic buttons within it. So let's run through creating a new book. So I can do it up here or with the plus button. Okay, I'm just going to tap new book. Now, this is kind of an important thing too. They give you some different book shapes because sometimes you might want to have kids take a picture of a book they've already written. I know that I use Book Creator to have my kids publish their writings that they've done in class. So if your kids have done their writing on a landscape format, you're going to want to have them choose this. Same with portrait and square. Down here, they have the same three options, but with comics. This is kind of cool. We'll get to the comics later, but the comic allows you to do a couple of extra features within Book Creator. Let's start just here with a normal book. So I tap on this, it's going to open it. Now, they start you off with a cover and an extra 2 pages. All right. In Book Creator, the plus button and the I button are the really important buttons. So when you hit the plus button, this is where you can add photos from your camera roll. You can use the camera. You can use your pen. You can add text, and you can add a sound. For most people, adding sound just means you're going to add your voice. Now down here, you can see you can add shapes, okay? And also shared. So this would be images that have been shared with you. Really, I've never really used this that much, so I'll just kind of stick with these two right here, okay? Now, photos, let's say if I add a photo here from my camera roll, all right? There we go. So it'll add that, and here it is. Now, everybody wants to pinch to make your photo bigger or smaller. It's not how it works, okay? You use these blue dots, and once you tap on one of the blue dots, you can make it smaller or bigger. If you use 2 fingers, you can rotate your picture, okay? 1 finger, you can also move it around. If you want to make changes to your picture, like deleting it, that is where the I button comes in. tap on the eye, and you can add links to this. You can add accessibility, which I think is amazing within this. So this would be if you had someone who cannot see very well or they're blind, they can tap on that picture and it will read your text that you wrote here for them. You can change the order and move a picture to the front or the back, or mostly what I do here is delete. Okay. Also, let's say that I add some text. Here we go. So, playing with a robot. Okay. Now, when it adds the text, you can see that it's highlighted here. Okay. When I tap on the eye, now I can be making changes to this. If I tap on the picture and it's highlighted and I hit I would be making changes to the picture. So you can see all the normal, things that you could do to text, like making it bigger or smaller. You can slide this, or even easier, if you just tap on the A, you can slowly make it bigger or smaller. And then you can change the font, color, background, shadow, alignment, all those type of things that you would normally do with text. Now I can take this and I can drag it out. There we go. Put it down. And do you see it has little snap grids, which means that when it's in the middle, it'll tell me it's in the middle with a little green line to snap it in place. Then I can always hit the eye and say, let's go ahead and center it up. Now let's try adding some voice here. I can add sound. I hit playing with a robot. Okay, and there it is. There's my sound. I can add it wherever I want. There we go. And if I tap it, it will play back playing with a robot. Okay, it'll play back what I have. Now to go to another page, I tap here. And then I can do the same things on this page. The last thing I want to bring up are some cool little features here. If you want to see what your book is going to look like, if you hit this little play button, it will change it to an iBook format so that you can flip through it and you can practice tapping on things to make sure that they work. Okay. And then when I want to get out of it, oh, and by the way, you can have it read to you, which is awesome for young learners as well. It will just read the text that you typed in. I hit done. It takes me back to my editing mode. And now I can edit. This is important too because like my kids did their animal reports this year on Book Creator, and they wanted the other kids that came to our classroom to be able to flip through and see their book. You want to make sure you tap this button. Otherwise, when kids try to flip through, they're going to be editing your book. Okay. One last thing I want to bring up. If you tap on your sound here, if you tap on I, it gives you some options there. Invisible in iBooks. This is kind of cool. What it will do is it makes it visible only in edit mode. When you share this as a video or as a EPUB or whatever else, it will make that button invisible so that it will just play automatically, but will not show up to the reader. So you can do that, and we'll get more to that in the advanced videos. Okay. Now, last thing with our basic intro here is pages. I can go right in here. It shows me each page. This is a great way to hold down. You can edit by moving these around. You can also tap on something to delete it as well. Okay, or insert an extra page if somebody forgot one. You can hit insert and it'll add an extra page between them. Okay, I'll hit done. Tap on the page I want to go back to, and there it goes. When I'm all done with my book, or when I'm done editing it, I hit my books. It'll take me out to my view so I can see all my different books. And I can go down here, tap the I button, and I can give this a title. I can also tell who the author is and hit done. All right, and there we go. So that is the basic overview of Book Creator. And in the next one, I'll get a little more into some advanced features and all about sharing your iBook. Where do you send this? Where do you send this book that you created in Book Creator? All right, see you in the next video.